I can hear you though. I think John, you got me. Say test it again. John. Why would that be? I I can't hear you. No, Jesus. Why would that have done that? Say something. Yeah, why is the audio not coming through? Test, John. I fucking can't hear you. My God, why? It's literally just working. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Jesus. I don't know. I don't know if it's cause. Hang on.
Got me or no?
Yeah, I figured out the problem. Wow, that's dumb. that was really stressful. Holy smokes! All right, I figured it out though, John. It was my problem. Eddie's in the house. Eddie, what's up, bud? How we doing? Eddie in the house. John, we're live, bud.
We live right now?
Yes.
I'm
Oh boy. John, where you at, bud? I need you locked and loaded. Chilling just on a bike ride. You're watching the stream and riding a bike at the same time, Eddie? You're an animal.
I still can't see you on Streamlabs, but that's all right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the stream. I don't know. I don't know what's up with it, to be honest.
All right, so are you ready to get this thing rolling, I guess?
Yeah, I think we are. We're up and ready. Well, we are live. We're just on the chatting screen. Can you see the chat at all, John?
Yeah, I see someone on Streamlabs.
Yeah. So what does that? What does that say for you?
Yo, just chilling on a bike ride. How are y'all?
Yeah, that's Eddie.
Word.
Eddie. The main man, Eddie.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out this Streamlabs though, because not being able to see you is kind of a buzzkill because it's hard. Because Twitch is behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to like have a conversation.
Well, just because I'm not seeing you, that's all.
Yeah, I can see you, which is like obviously favorable, but I don't know what is. So you can't see anything?
No, it's just a black screen.
That's a bummer. That is a bummer. Yeah. Well, watch the stream. So, are you watching the stream? What are you seeing?
I mean, I see us. It's just behind. It's
How does
just,
it look?
Looks really good.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Eddie, we're good, man. We're trying to figure this out. We've been John. How are you? How are you?
Today's been a busy day. Let's get right into it. today's been a busy day. Started the new semester, the new block. So class has been busy. New professors, new class. Busy, but good. How have you been?
Busy's the way it should be, right?
Dude, there's no other way to live life except busy, but actively working on things that are gonna progress you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Well, first, John, before we get into some questions here, I'm gonna throw McNeely up here on the screen.
Yeah, I really want to talk about McNeely. When you get a certain video up, let me know.
Okay.
Again,
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put it up, John, right now. Let me know. Just watch the stream right now. Watch this. Keep an eye on it. Let me know how that looks.
You have the Twitch link. Like, do you have the link to this going on right now?
On like our socials.
Just so I can throw this on my computer.
You're not watching it?
I was having it on my phone, but I think I'd rather just watch it up here.
Yeah, twitch.tv twitch.tv/muscle_dummies. Muscle_dummies.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, how do other people do? Like, how does Aiden Ross Twitch stream with other people so excessively?
I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if we're doing something wrong. I feel like we definitely are. We have to be doing something wrong.
All right, you ready? This is. I think this is as good as it's gonna get, but we'll get better.
All we can do is improve. But I'm ready. So do you have the stream up?
I do. It's a little behind, but that's all right. Let's get right into it.
Hold on, I'm getting the next. Okay, I think I'm getting this figured out though. At least the between scenes and stuff. Which is a W. Okay. Well, all right. So we got McNeely up on the screen. Well, shout out Pat though, for real. Did a 10K Spartan race this past weekend. The clips were hilarious. Going through the mud, watching some of those people. But yeah, definitely big shout out to Pat for finishing this thing. That's not easy stuff. Proud of you for trying new stuff, going out there, and really appreciate you wearing the colors and repping Muscle Dummies. This is what it's all about, getting out there, trying new stuff, repping the colors, and it looked like he did very, very well. I don't know. I think he saw, what place did he get? Did you see that when he posted it?
So he was 5th in his age class, so that was big time. He said he didn't let anyone pass him, but if you have the video of him going through the mud, can you pull that up quick?
Yeah. This is where it'd be nice if you could watch.
Yeah, well, let me know exactly when it's up, because I'll say
okay,
something.
it's up right now, and he is waiting toward the... I wish McNeely was in here so we get a water temp check. So I got it paused right on the point where he's about to go under, and you can see everyone else kind of waiting.
Okay, so here is the takeaway that I took from this video. If you notice, everyone around him is trying to find a way around. They're not trying to face the difficulty. They're not trying to take the challenge. They're trying to go around the obstacle. And this is why Pat is an MD approved man, because he's going right into it. He's not trying to find a way around it. He's not trying to hide from it. He just gets in there and gets it done. And that's what we call MD approved. Good job, Pat.
He took a 1 second look at it and just went for it. I hope he joins the stream here so we can get a water temp check. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Didn't look for the way out, just got it over with.
But look at everyone else around him. They're sitting there. They're all clean. They're not willing to do it. And then he just gets in there. Look at everyone wash themselves out. Like, that was my favorite clip of his Spartan race for sure.
I love that. I'm so glad whoever was recording that was recording. That's hilarious.
Sierra definitely was.
And then the shout after, just a primal release. Shout out Pat though, for real. That's impressive stuff. We were actually messaging earlier, and he said he's got an Ironman in his sights.
That's going to be big time. I mean, this was big for him. 10K was, I think, the most that he's ever done. So
Yeah, what's that? I think that's about a little over 6 miles. So that's really impressive, especially with all the obstacles in the mud. I don't know. I'm wondering where he got wet. Like what point in the race he was wet.
probably early on, I assume.
Because that's not fun when your like shoes are sliding around in your socks. But no, definitely a good rep of the brand. He's been there. He was early, right? One of the OG holders. This is what it's all about. We love to see this. So keep it up, Pat. Good job. You're a great example of the community. We love to have you. Thanks again for repping the merch. We'll have to get him some more. Looks like he cut the sleeves off. Rightfully so, though.
So Jake, let's talk about my morning and how our conversation last night turned my morning into a much more productive morning.
Yeah, because I think someone had a question about this too as well. But yeah, let me hear what you did. Well, let me hear how. Tell me what you did last week on Monday, and tell me what you did that was different this week on Monday morning.
I mean, usually my mornings are pretty much me getting up, brushing my teeth, getting prepared, and going directly to the gym. Today it was a little different though. We talked a little bit last night about taking my time this morning, getting a little stretching in, getting some water in, low lights, no phone. And I'm telling you, I had a great morning. Stayed away from that phone for the first half an hour, got a lot of water in before I went to the gym, took my time, was patient with myself, felt my body out for a little bit. And I had a kick-ass day. There was no doubt. And anyone at home who wants to change their mornings to have a better day, try it. Get your stretching in, get your water in, take your time, stay away from your phone. You will feel so much better.
There's a lot of things going on there. First, the stretching in the morning. Did you do like a static stretch, or did you sit there and do some holds?
So it was a little bit of both. Got some shadow boxing in there too, so it was good.
You got some what?
Some shadow boxing, got my arms loosened up.
Yeah. Did you box this morning?
I did not box this morning.
What's going on?
How you've been kickboxing? Yeah, tell us a little bit about kickboxing, how that's been implemented into your programming.
Well, before that, I want to talk about the morning a little bit more, because someone also had a. Did you drink? When did you drink your caffeine this morning?
Well, I've been skipping the pre-workout, so it was actually after I worked out this morning.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I'm slowly trying to transition away from it, but I do really think that taking those extra, getting up 15, 20 minutes early. The stretching is one like obvious physical benefit. Personally, I have felt I've been really working on opening up my hips in the morning and my spine, because I've been in a little bit of pain, my hips specifically. So I've been trying to open them up. But I have nothing on low lights, just pounding water, just like you said. For that first 15, 20 minutes. And it sucks. Like, it is still hard. I've been doing it for weeks, because you want to check the phone. You want that, like, little distraction. But taking that 15 minutes in the morning just to plan your day, think about it, think about what you're grateful for, whatever it is that you think about in the morning, I think super, super powerful. I have a much clearer head and ready to go the rest of the day.
Well, and you think about it, and it's everything that we live by is getting 1% better every day. So if you can take 15, 20 minutes out of your morning to visualize how you're going to attack the day, get your body moving, staying away from that phone, and resetting yourself to have an awesome day, I think everyone should do it. And I'm definitely going to continue to do it, as I just started yesterday. I'm going to absolutely get that into the program, getting it into a habit every single morning.
So you're gonna stick with it, pardon me. You're gonna stick with the morning routine. You liked it?
I did, and that's something that I wrote it out today. I have it sticking on my door. Effective excellence and patience. So I feel like lately, with school and everything going on, and everything's just so busy, I feel like I'm rushing myself, but I'm not really sure why I'm rushing myself. Like, So today, I think that morning really kind of kickstarted it, but just taking a step back, slowing myself down, and just being a little bit more appreciative of the time. It's something that I just need to work on, and I definitely did today. And I felt better for sure.
Yeah, we'll stick with it. I'm interested to see after a few weeks. We'll have to report back on it. But I know we had a question just real quick before we transition. Someone had a question for you on Instagram about those morning or those afternoon crashes, and I think we're actively, I would say, under the trial of figuring out how to prevent that. But I'm starting the holding out caffeine for like the first hour to 90 minutes that you're awake.
Yeah, I mean, Huberman was talking about that, the effects of caffeine and how it builds up the amount of adenosine in your blood. And adenosine is a chemical that makes you tired, and caffeine binds the receptors um, to hinder that. So he talks about, withholding caffeine for the first 90 minutes, 2 hours of the day, and to see that. But personally, for me in afternoon crashes, my schedule is pretty busy, 5 days a week, and even on the weekends, very busy. But how I kind of attack afternoon crashes is my diet is right. Because at the end of the day, if your diet's not right, you're going to be tired, you're going to be fatigued easier. So you're already at a disadvantage there. And then secondly, something that I implement, power nap. If you can throw in a 10-minute nap,
Power naps.
10, 15 minutes is all you need. And it's just before you get into a different sleep cycle. Having that 10 to 15 minutes is actually going to help you progress through the day. It's not going to quite get you to an actual sleep, but it's going to get you close enough where you actually, I'm not really sure the science behind it, but the power naps are absolutely necessary for me, at least in the afternoon
The
crash.
20 the 20 minute. That's all you need.
It can't be too much because I think, I don't know the exact science. I'm not sure what stage. I can't. I'd have to look it up. I don't want to speak on something I don't know too much about.
No, understood. So, I'll talk about kickboxing. I want you to talk about boxing as well because you definitely inspired me to take action and get that started. But personally, I've been enjoying it a lot because it's a different training. It's just something new. I get to go hang out. I've met quite a few people already there. The teacher's really cool. But in terms of like the training, it's like a 45, 50-minute class every morning, and it's pretty high tempo, lots of volume, but getting some good technique training as well. But I'm slowly getting addicted to it. I love it for multiple reasons. I love learning how to kind of do that stuff and defend myself, but also the mutual benefit of how much my hip flexibility is going to improve through doing this.
100%. I guess here's a question for you. Say someone was afraid to step out of their comfort zone in training. What advice would you have for them as you moved out of, not that you totally disregard weight training, but you moved into a different style of training, different people, different coaches? What advice would you have for someone who wants to step out of their comfort zone when it comes to training?
So you're saying just trying something new, starting something different?
Yeah.
For me, what I did, I was admittedly pretty nervous to go to the gym. I expected to walk in there and everyone had already know what to do, and I would be the guy that didn't know what to do, which would be kind of frustrating. It wasn't really like that. Yes, I was definitely the worst one in there, but you got to go in there humble. You got to be a student when you walk in there and just be willing to learn, be willing to. You got to set the ego aside and willing to kind of humiliate yourself in a way if you have to, just getting down the technique. But showing up every day, putting in the work, the consistency, the confidence will build over time. But I think you just got to go for it go for it knowing that you're going to suck at first probably, but through time and consistency, you will get better. But like I went in there, I was super positive. I was like just a student. I was introducing myself to people, just asking questions, and I think the people received it pretty well, and it was enjoyable.
I have clients who reach out to me and they ask me, how do you gain confidence in the gym, and how do you go about trying different styles? And I think the easiest thing, and you kind of touched on it, is asking questions and communicating with the people around you who've been doing it I have younger clients who are kind of scared of the bigger people in the gym. And
Yeah, it's a real thing, dude.
I say, go talk to those people.
Mm-hmm.
Because truthfully, if you see me in the gym, I'm not going to be all smiley. Like I'm trying to get my work in too. But if someone were to come up to me and ask me a question, I would more than willing explain anything that anyone needed. And I do every day.
Yeah,
It's
but
not always,
I know you know that, but the problem is you're a lot of people. Everyone that knows you knows you're very nice and approachable. But like from the outside, you got your headphones in. You're big. You're shredded. You're moving a lot of weight. Like it is intimidating to you. But personally, why I wouldn't when I was like starting out in the gym, why I wouldn't go up and talk to someone like that is I just didn't want to bother them between their sets. I didn't want to feel like they were like mid workout, you know, because sometimes I don't want to talk when I'm there. I'm in and I'm out. So when personally for you, when would be the right time? Is it between sets? Do you wait before, after, or is it just feel it out if it looks like you finish up a set and you're not in a big rush approach?
yeah, I mean, in between sets is fine. If they're going for like a maximum 1 rep max, maybe that's not the time. But I think you can gauge people pretty well. I don't think it's anything.
Yeah, if they're just
Huge.
warming up and getting into it, if they're doing like a main lift and getting ready for heavy sets, I probably wouldn't bother. But if they're
Can we
between
start?
sets,
Can Muscle Dummy start a wave? Can we just start fist bumping people every time we go in the gym? Because I do it every single morning. Every single person in there, I try to make sure I give them a fist bump, tell them good morning, hope you're having a good day. It matters.
it
It
does.
matters in building relationships. It matters with you being more positive and practicing positivity and happiness. It goes a long ways for the other person as well. So can we please just start giving people fist bumps more often, spreading
Yeah,
that
I've
positivity?
been on it, man. It is enjoyable, and there was a guy at my gym who I've been seeing him there for probably about a year and a half now, older guy, and he has lost a significant amount of weight. So I went up to him, gave him a fist bump. I also gave him muscle on his brace and just told him like, dude, I'm so proud of you because you've been absolutely murdering it. I've been watching you, um, but like just seeing like the reaction and they always receive it so well. Like picture it, everyone wants a compliment in the gym. Everyone's there to improve their physical appearance at the end of the day. No matter what, if it's you're doing it for your mental health, you're there to look better and improve yourself. So compliments do go a long way. If you see someone in there working hard, struggling a little bit, go say something nice to them. It's that easy.
100%. What do we got for questions tonight? Anything good?
Check your Instagram. Eddie said I got to start changing my routine for when I get into the Marines. Yeah, Eddie, I think you do, man. Or else they're gonna change it for you pretty quickly. I know it's a pretty demanding schedule, especially when you first get in there. A lot of early mornings, getting in a pretty rigid routine. I don't know what your routine is like right now, but I would clean it up because they're gonna clean up any extra time that you're wasting in your day. It's gonna be where are you going, Eddie? Straight into boot camp?
Jake,
Eddie's chilling on his bike right now, John, just riding around, listening.
that's beast.
That's why Eddie's
Love,
an OG.
love to hear that.
While you're looking for that question, I got Isaac up on screen here. Um, Shout out to Isaac for performance last week. What interception, 2 sacks, a couple tackles.
Interception, 2 sacks, 4 tackles, and 4 QB hits. The kid had an absolute day. And they're playing New Haven coming next week. New Haven's ranked. This is for the division. So big game. Shout out to Isaac. Great game last weekend. That's some all-American play. And we're just going to keep building as we do.
Yeah, I got the picture of him on his IG of him with the 5-star football package. But we were talking last night just about how cool it is because you and I have seen the work that he's put in over the years to get better at football, studying constantly 4 or 5 years. It's been an obsession, and it is cool to see it paying off right now. It is paying off right now.
Well, here's the thing with Isaac, and people don't understand it. People want to sleep on Isaac. Isaac has played in every single division in the NCAA. He's played D3, D2, and D1. And throughout that time, he's been exposed to every single division's strength conditioning program, every single program's conditioning program, all of their nutrition, and any other education that may be available. And what he's done that's so smart is he's taken all of this comprehensive information and put it into one package that includes not only workouts, not only nutrition, but recruiting, Twitter templates, scheduling, and everything a high school football player could ever need to be successful on the field.
Especially coming out of a school like he did, where it's not like a big, I feel like a big help program to transition kids into a collegiate program like that. Like they don't know what they're doing. So for what does he got it on $39.99? You can get all that and drastically improve. I know Eddie's in the chat. He probably has nothing but good things to say about it. He's seen some good results. Moved up from JV, got the start on varsity. Shout out Eddie. That's awesome. But no, you're completely right, John. Just the wealth of knowledge that he's had just from his experience and the exposure it's a cheat code. Plus all the research he's done. But it's the amount of time and hard work that he's put in, and it's paying off. Personally, for me, I've enjoyed working out with him because he does different things that are great for your body and athleticism that you might not think about and that are different from going to the gym, which we could segue into doing new things at the gym because that was certainly – it's hard doing Isaac workouts at a gym that is full of bodybuilders.
100%.
No, but that package is insane. I love his workout programs and what he does. It's drastically helped me improve overall as an athlete. So shout out Louis.
Shout out to Louis. But yeah, let me pull up some of these Instagram questions.
Eddie's saying I'm going to end up going to the Marines next year. Not really much to do after high school. So yeah, well, if you don't got much going on and you're interested in that, I think that's a great route. Go learn a couple things, maybe learn a skill, meet some people, probably meet some good friends that you have for life in there, and then see what happens after that. I don't think it's at all a bad thing. As long as like World War III doesn't.
So so someone responded to my Instagram asking daily low calorie, high protein meal programs. There's one answer. That's the men's total package. And in the men's total package comes with a nutrition guide with over 150 recipes and meal ideas, as well as 2 workout programs, an at-home workout program for no equipment, and a beginner's program that you can supplement to put on mass and muscle while you're losing fat. There's nothing else like this. I've looked all over. I've looked at plenty of other nutritionists. There's nothing that Muscle Dummies does not have. We are the best out right now.
And there's no doubt in my mind. They are tried and true.
There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, take a look at Matt Tarantino. Matt has lost over 50 pounds, absolutely changed his life. He's dealt with hormone problems that I've fixed. He's dealt with being sick, I fixed. I've even gotten him lowered on his medication because he changed his diet, changed his lifestyle. It's absolutely incredible, but it just goes to show how important diet is in your human physiology, in your normal functioning. And there's nothing like Muscle Dummies programs. And I just can't wait until we can get more coaches out there and really just push the health. Because truthfully, that's all Muscle Dummies is here for, is to help people get healthy.
We just want to make it a fun, positive community that welcomes anyone and everyone, and we want to make getting health easy, fun, and accessible to those who might not have access to it normally. So that's what we're working on. We're going to condense all this information and give you guys the most easy to digest nutrition information. Get your health right. But John, I love the plans, man. I've been living on them. I've been following them religiously for probably like a year and a half now. Jake, about a year and a half now.
Jake, look at your transformation. Mm-hmm. Look at your transformation from a year ago, and look at you now. You are currently running you're running 5-6 miles multiple times a week. You were not running at all 1 year ago. How much weight have you lost?
It's been about a year and a half, I'd say, of running almost. A little over a year. But my heaviest, like last year of college, was like 205, 210. I think I saw 209 on the scale once. And I didn't weigh myself that much, so who knows? 209 and then the picture that we posted the other day. I'll pull it up here on the stream. The picture we posted the other day, the first one, John, I was probably 160, 165-ish.
Okay, so you've lost over.
Yeah, I got it up on screen right now. Yep, I was about on the picture on the left. October last year, I started a pretty serious weight transformation. I'd say I started kind of carrying. I'd say going into like February, March of 2021 ish. It wasn't overly consistent. I wasn't doing everything right. I was learning, right? You were learning. We were both doing it together. I was starting to lose weight. I was slowly starting to get into running. What I was doing was just running 2 miles every other morning. I started it as just kind of a habit change of getting up before work, getting a sweat on, clearing my mind. That's how I started the running process, and then it's led to here. Then it progressed a little bit. I started to enjoy it more. I started getting better at it. Anyways, I got down to about 160, 165 in that picture on the left. And over the last year, it's just, pardon me, been just a lot of running, a lot of heavy lifting, a lot of stretching and taking care of my body, getting a lot of rest and doing the right things. But most importantly, it's just been a whole year of cooking my own meals, eating clean, whole foods that are good for me and my body. My gut health has been on point. And through that good dieting, not only has my gut health improved, my immunity, everything's been drastically better. But if I do notice, if I go on like a 3-4 kind of day in a row of not eating great foods, maybe I go out to eat a couple times, I don't get those whole foods in me, my recovery is horrible. I'm much more sore. I can feel it. I don't sleep as well. But if I'm on a good stretch of clean eating whole foods on the Muscle Dummies diet, my recovery is insane, and that allows me to go day after day. Nick Bear says consistently good versus occasionally great, meaning I'm not showing up once, 2, 3 times a week and giving it 100% and having an insane workout. Maybe it's great, but I'm sore for 2 days. I figured it out where I'm not killing myself every day. I'm pushing myself, but I'm able to go day after day. And that's why I've had the results I've had. And you parlay that with good, clean food. And now on the picture on the right, I weighed like 175-ish. And I'd say I'm leaner on the picture on the right and bigger, which is hard to do, but I did.
So what were you before? How much did you weigh before?
Starting 209, so 209.
In that before picture?
Before picture, probably 160 to 165, probably somewhere in there.
Okay, so you went from 165 to 175 pounds. Obviously, you're leaner. You put on muscle. You're looking beast, Jake, and it really came down to your diet. And now you have your training kind of on lock here because what's weird, and I've kind of implemented this too, is I feel like you kind of cut back on certain aspects of your training, and look how it's progressed you, because I think you've incorporated a lot more recovery into what you're doing.
100%.
You've emphasized sleep. You've emphasized your diet, obviously, but it just goes to show that you don't have to kill yourself every single day going to the gym 7 days a week, running 7 days a week, training like a monster. It doesn't need to be that intense.
And at first I was doing that. I was overtraining when I first got serious about Ironman training, and I was losing weight. I don't think at an excessive rate. I lost probably 50 pounds over a 6, 7, 8 month period ish. I don't know exactly the numbers. But I was overtraining. Like I told you, we were talking about the other night. One night, dude, I was in my bed under all the covers, shivering, shaking for like 20, 25 minutes uncontrollably, and I could not stop it. And then it just stopped. But I was having like a lot of night sweats, digestion issues. It was a weird time, but it was because I was overtraining. That's what was going on. Too hard. But as we've talked about, the diet improved, the recovery improved, everything improved. And right now, I don't spend as many hours working out per week than I was a year ago.
But it feels better.
Like, it feels so much better. It's
even
just so much more intentful.
Today when I was in the gym, I only worked out for 45 minutes, but it had intent. I was very effective at what I was doing. I don't take long breaks. I understand that, the data's saying that 90 seconds to 2 minutes worth of recovery between sets, but truthfully, I would rather push myself and make my workout more cardiovascular as well as weight training versus just keeping it weight training and not breaking a sweat and not feeling like my cardio is increasing while I'm working out.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, that's not a one size fits all model for everyone, right? That fits your goals. But what if you're a younger kid that's trying to put on some weight and some muscle and put on some serious strength?
If you're young and you're new to the gym, I think there's a few things you must be doing. Body weight movements are absolutely slept on because they're not optimal, but that's what builds a foundation. And if you're not hitting pull-ups, push-ups, dips, you're not building a good enough foundation for you to put on actual mass.
I agree.
That, in especially with younger kids, I feel like they put on fat as they're going through their teenage years and they want to lose weight, at least from people who reach out to me. So hitting like 10 minutes of cardio would also really help that as well. But obviously, if you're young and new to the gym, if you're not getting your diet right, you absolutely must, especially for young men. If you're in your teens and your diet's not right, if you fix your diet, you will put on so much muscle so fast because you have natural testosterone that's working with you. I mean, you're getting the highest amounts of testosterone through your teen years. So if you're not eating right, you're not in the gym, you need to make that change. You need to make it quick because you're losing that window. Because once you turn 25, 26, that testosterone is going to continue to decrease until no longer.
That's when the test cycles start, right?
Yeah, the research on that for older males has been pretty incredible. I just heard Joe Rogan talking about it on a podcast, and he takes it, but I think he's like 45, somewhere in the 40s.
I think he's in his 50s.
Really?
55.
Well, he looks good. I mean, he trains every day, and he says that he takes it, and
he also eats clean whole foods, takes his vitamins, gets sunlight, takes care of his body, gets adequate sleep, but also still has fun and goes out and does those things. You can do both.
I know, dude. It's all about balance. But if you live life with intent when it comes to your training, when it comes to your eating, when it comes to you having fun and making sure that it's all done with intent, you can really do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. As long as you have that balance and you're continuing to train hard and you're pushing yourself every single day.
I was going to ask you something off that, but I can't remember what it was. Let's throw a question up here.
The questions weren't really questions.
What were they?
A lot of comments. Someone reached out saying, "How do you deal with low energy?" Okay, so if you deal with low energy every single day and you've noticed that it just won't go away, it's time to get blood work. Okay, it's time to get blood work. Go get your thyroid checked out. Tell your doctor you're feeling fatigued and you've been feeling fatigued and get some blood work, because if you have hypothyroid, your metabolism is going to be super slow. You're going to feel tired. You're not going to be living that full energetic life that you may have used to. It can happen to anyone. It's more common in females. It's also seen in males. So if you're really dealing with fatigue, go to your doctor, tell them you're having trouble concentrating. You're getting enough sleep, but you're always tired. They will get you blood work and they will get that figured out. But there's so many people who deal with thyroid problems that never know because they don't know that they can get blood work to see if it can get checked out.
Would you recommend going right to the doctor, or what if your diet's horrible, you're not in a consistent sleep schedule, you're not drinking water? Because do you think go to the doctor first or try to fix it? Or are we saying this is someone who's trying to fix it, it's been trying for months and they're still not seeing improvements?
So if your diet's not good, you're not working out, you're not sleeping right, there's obviously some things you need to fix there. If your diet's decent and you're still dealing with it and you're still getting enough sleep, go to your doctor.
Yeah.
obviously, if it's low fatigue and you're eating fast food and you're eating processed foods, you're not working out, you're not getting to sleep at a decent time, there are some areas that you definitely need to work on. And I think the easiest place is starting with your diet. I mean, as simple as it sounds, getting more protein, drinking more water, and getting your steps in, that's very, very simple. And we were talking about this yesterday about the easy steps to kind of take action. I think the simplest way to take action into weight loss is increasing your water, increasing the amount of protein that you eat, and getting your steps in. Whether that's 10,000 steps, whatever that number may be, get your steps in and do those bare minimal things. You don't even have to touch weights. Just get your diet somewhat in check, get some sleep, and get your steps in. 3 simplest things that you can do to maximize your health.
It's that easy. Just start. Get some
It
steps
just
in,
takes a
drink
start.
some water, get some sunlight. It's not rocket science. John, another community member shout out. You ready?
Let's go.
I got Al up on the screen. Talk about Al on the old top B.
So, Adventures AF, our girl Al, is absolutely killing it. She's out every weekend with our boy Brian, MD Brian, hiking all over Midwest, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, every single weekend. And she's killing the content too. She's absolutely killing the content. She's posting on Reels, she's posting on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, you if you're not out hiking, you got to be following her to see that scenery every single weekend. It's absolutely great.
They're machines. I am really impressed with their consistency, and I mean, look at both of them. They are in incredible shape as well. But
But they're
the pictures and posts, the videos, the adventures they've taken are incredible. So I
I
enjoy
mean,
watching it. Shout out Adventures AF.
you want to talk about a balanced life? Those guys are balanced. I mean, all week long they work extremely hard, and on the weekends they pick up and they go hike for miles and miles. Sometimes they'll stay up on the mountain for a couple days. It's incredible.
It's a different life, but shout out to them. Got to see Brian this weekend too.
I did get to see Brian. He's doing well. And I give Brian and Al a lot of credit because they picked up and they moved across country with no one out there. And they absolutely loved it. They took a giant leap of faith and they're absolutely loving it. And I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, that was a huge. I bet that was stepping out of their comfort zone tremendously. So yeah, for real. Shout out to them. That's a big move from New York to Utah. That's that's huge.
So Jake, let's what else you want to talk about here?
I think someone else was asking about starting a business, unless that's what that's been like.
I mean, that's a whole yeah, because someone asked about entrepreneurship.
We're gonna talk about the creation of muscle dummies in another episode with Isaac here, hopefully Brian as well. Um, but what I'll say right now though is, uh, I never thought that we would ever do this, but it's been an incredible learning experience on several fronts. Not just learning how to grow a business with starting with $0 and trying to build something that's eventually going to be a physical product that's going to help thousands and tens, hundreds, millions of people's health improve. That's been a rewarding process. Just learning business and startup and learning how to pivot, and that the plans that you set in place don't always go as they should. So being able to pivot. But another thing is working very closely with other people and talking to them every day. Thankfully, I get to work with like my best friends, and it works out very, very well. But I think at the beginning, it's not easy, especially when you have 4 intelligent people that all have their own ideas and think that they should be right. It's not easy being able to communicate and accepting that your idea and what you want to do might not be always the right decision, and being able to hear other people out. that's been the biggest improvement for me, is just how to communicate and work with human beings. It's kind of parlayed with my 9 to 5 job, but I mean, you remember the early days when we're throwing out, we have to make hard decisions, trying to figure out which blockchain to put the NFT on, talking about design, and A, learning how to communicate, but B, learning how to make decisions on the fly and realizing that these aren't like end of the world decisions, and most things are not a big deal. So make the decision, move on, and then deal with it if it doesn't work out. Obviously, we're not just blindly making decisions; these are calculated to some extent. But I think a lot of people sit there, him and haw, can't make a decision, nothing ever gets done, and they can't get out of their own ways and hear out other people's ideas. Because you're not always right, and you need to be able to set your ego aside and hear people out.
100%. And I think what really sets us apart versus anyone else, I guess this is a piece of advice. We've always had a strong idea of what we wanted and what we were trying to accomplish. And although the steps to getting there may have changed, I don't think our message has changed. And I don't think our roots have changed in what we're trying to accomplish. And that's really just to maximize health. And we were speaking yesterday, it's our responsibility at Muscle Dummies to make this world a better place.
Yep.
We want to maximize your health because we want to see you win. We want to see you happy. And we want to see you taking all the great things of life, being as healthy as possible. And it's just unfortunate, truthfully, when I see someone who's not in their best health, it makes me kind of sad because I know how it feels, and I know you do too, what it's like to really feel healthy and to live without aches and pains, to live without any GI problems. Your sleep is good, your body feels good. And there's so many people who live such an unhealthy life, and they just have to deal with it every single day.
And they don't even realize that they're dealing with anything. That's the problem. You and I were both, I mean, not severely overweight, but overweight. I was pretty overweight at one point, but you don't realize that you think you're fine, you think it's healthy, and that this is as good as you're going to feel, and you just kind of deal with these little aches and stuff that come your way and think this is part of it. It's not part of it. You can avoid that stuff. But you're
Absolutely.
right. We're here for one thing, at the end of the day, help people. We're all very passionate about. That's why I know it'll work out, and we're working tirelessly every single day. And we work on it every single day to give you guys the best product possible. And I'm so excited for what's down the road and to see how many people we're going to be able to help. Because I don't think people understand how what we're trying to do and how serious it is.
And I think what people also don't understand is I've lived an unhealthy life. Like I have been at a point where I was overweight and I was dealing with complications. And it's the same with you. Like you've been to the point where you weren't living your healthiest life. But I can tell you right now, when I was playing football at 265 pounds, my body hurt. It did not feel good versus now that I'm 220, my joints feel good. I'm able to run. I don't have aches and pains. I don't have stomach problems because I'm not force feeding myself. It's the small stuff. It's getting 1% better with your diet, with your sleep, with your mental focus. That's all it is. It's just the consistency over time.
Consistency. It all boils down to just being disciplined. That's all it is. That's what I always tell my sister. My sister's always asking for how do you get the motivation to stay consistent? It's not motivation. It's just discipline. Discipline stems to everything else. You have the discipline to stay motivated, the discipline to eat well, the discipline to be a good person, the discipline to be open-minded, the discipline to be patient. It's literally everything. Patience is also, I'd say, number 2.
100%. But there's a saying, there are 2 types of humans. One that says they can and one that says they can't. And they're both right. And that's deep because it comes down to mentality. At the end of the day, it's really easy for us to be consistent and to be disciplined because we have such a firm understanding of patience, of getting 1% better, and that consistency builds over time into something great. And I think that's where people need to have a mind shift into being more confident in what they're doing and having a purpose of why they're doing it. Because I think if you don't have a purpose, then how are you going to get anything accomplished? How are you going to get to your goals if you can't stay focused on a task for longer than 7 days? You're not
That's
going to
why
get
I love
anything done.
the 1%, because you're right. It's one day at a time, staying focused. Because I think, like, let's say you have a goal of losing 50 pounds. 50 pounds feels like a lot to do. It feels like it's gonna take forever, but it's literally it's one day at a time. 1%. Every little decision you make, 1% better. And I don't know where all the percents add up. I don't know if it's 10,000, 15,000, 16,000% better that you're gonna get to reach your goals, but it all matters. You just got to take the little steps. You just got to keep moving forward. If you're not moving at all, then nothing's going to happen ever. That's been the other biggest thing too, is just our our efficiencies and our outputs. Output's been a little insane, and we all have very busy schedules. But we all are motivated. We have a purpose every single day, which is why we all get up early, which is why we keep working, because we have a purpose. You gotta find something that you're passionate about. You have to.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to figure out like what you want to do with the rest of your life, I think finding something that you want to do with it is a start. And I can tell you right now, I know what I want to do with the rest of my life,
Yeah.
and that's to help people. So whether I'm in school learning to become a physician, whether I'm doing a podcast to talk about health and education, or whether I'm just speaking with someone at the gym and just helping them critique their form, critique their diet, I know what I want in life, and I can always fall back on that thing. I know I want to help people.
Yeah.
So whatever I do throughout the day is with that in mind. If I'm posting a TikTok on nutrition, it's to help people. Going to school to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're doing here at Muscle Dummies. And that's why we have the four greatest, the Fantastic Four doing it all, because we want to help people, and we can always fall back on that at the end of the day.
I love it, John. But also, I'll add one thing to that is I think we were talking about like the anxiety to start something new or just confidence overall. Where does your confidence stem from?
Confidence confidence is something you always have to work on, I think. I mean, because
let's say, does your confidence come from you knowing that you physically look good, you're in shape, you got muscles, you're shredded, or is it personally, like, the reason I'm asking for me is like I know what I've done and I know what I do every day, and I just have this confidence in myself that no matter what happens, I will figure it out, no matter what it is, because we've been scrapping.
Because you prepare.
Yep, preparation.
You callous yourself so that, okay, we wake up every day at 5 a.m. There's never, okay, if you have to wake up earlier in the morning, that's okay because we're used to it. It's the same with working out. We work out every day, so it's not anything we're not used to. Therefore, it's the same with studying too. You have to do this every single day. If you get 1% better every day, you're going to build confidence. No doubt. There's zero doubt.
Louis was talking about it as well. Like, someone came in his stream and asked about getting nervous before games, and he's like, I used to, but not anymore, because I know the work I've done. I've put in the time. I've studied. I've worked hard. I've recovered. I've slept well, and it's all for this. Like, why would I be nervous? I've done the work. Now I just have to perform. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for like an interview, a job, doing something new. I've been horrified at interviews or test or whatever it is. When I'm the most nervous, it's because I didn't prepare. But if you prepare, go in there, dominate. Do you have a test? Did you have a test today?
I had a test on Friday.
How'd that one go?
It was pretty. It was a difficult exam. It was definitely not the easiest, but we got through it. I have one more exam until the semester ends. I'm pretty excited, but then it's on to board prep. So I'm looking forward to the new year, though, Jake. How are you feeling about the new year?
I'm pretty pumped. We got what? Should we talk about what we're doing on the new year?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, lead it off. What are a couple of things that we're gonna try for the month of January?
Well, you know, 2023 is the year to take over your life. And especially now that you have access to us, you can really do it because we're going to give you the best programs on the market to make sure that you lose weight efficiently and that you can maximize your health because that's what we're here for. 2023 is your year to take your life over and to maximize yourself and your health. Use us at Muscle Dummies and make sure that you hop on our programs because we are going to give you the best out there, no doubt.
Take
So, Jake,
control. 2023. No, John, I'm super pumped, man. We built a good foundation of practices, habits, and we've educated ourselves. I'm excited for the turn of the year. We've been working hard. Nothing's gonna change day to day. It's just another year to do it all over again. But I think this year, 2022, is a big pivotal year for us, and it's gonna keep getting better.
I mean,
I'm
I'm looking
excited.
forward to it. We have 2 more years of 2022, and I think I can speak for both of us. I don't know if January 1st of 2022 we'd think we were or where we're at now. I don't think we thought it would end up here. Like I didn't think my social media would be where it was.
No,
I always knew I would continue at it, but I didn't think it'd be where it was. I
I'm gonna
mean,
pull your page up right now.
doing this podcast is craziness. Um,
Yeah, this is relaxed though. Honestly, I do like this. I think we're just starting it. We're getting it figured out. What I'm most excited for is this is gonna be such a good way to connect to our community. Give them let them ask questions. Come on in, hang out, answer their questions in a long form way rather than just like a short TikTok or anything like that. So I'm super pumped.
yeah, 100%.
Plus, you and I, we can hang out. What's your
And we're gonna get better too. The whole thing is gonna get better.
I'm gonna pull up your socials here.
I talked with Corlando tonight. He's excited to hop on with us at some point.
Yeah, we have to get him on here.
There's a few people that we're gonna be getting on here for sure.
So I got your Instagram up. I know we were just talking about it, but 239,000 subscribers.
Ooh, I'm at 239. I've gained a little bit today.
Ooh, that is a lot of people, John. That's
Yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure. Let's look up. Hold on. Let me look something up. I want you to realize Isaac Haddock has liked. Shout out, Isaac. Thanks for the like, bud.
Isaac, why don't you send a dono in the chat?
Yeah, donate, you cheap. You're cheap, Isaac.
I cannot wait until we get our first dono, dude. What an exciting time that will be.
I got it all set up. Tampa Bay Bucks. So John, last year at the Super Bowl,
Jake, did you just lose my camera?
What?
Did you just lose my camera?
I did. Did your camera die?
It got too hot.
Got too hot?
Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
That's a bummer.
It's all right.
That's all right. We've been at this for like an hour.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Last thing I was gonna say was two things. John, I'm currently showing a picture of you and I in the back seat. Well, actually, this picture's at Chuck E. Cheese. My mom just sent me this. Shout out to my mom for watching. This is Johnny and I at Chuck E. Cheese. That is what Johnny used to look like. Yes.
That's so funny.
Johnny was a cutie. He used to. What's not pictured here? He used to have the curls, John.
I did. I
That
used to have
long curly hair, man. But you've come a long way. Anyways, where the Super Bowls played last year, John, 66,000 people can fit in that bad boy, and you have 240,000 people that follow you on a daily basis.
And I love that I can give them all of my best education and nutrition, and I can't wait to get them this content too. Because I think we're gonna give a lot of good gems in us just talking. I mean, we've been doing it for a year and a half now of just talking. So I'm finally glad to get it out publicly.
Yeah, me too. So a lot of good things to come. A lot of people to help. Trent363, your cam is out. Johnny, yeah, his cam just overheated, but we're gonna wrap it up. So for those who are watching, thank you very much. Johnny, thanks for hanging out, man. It was nice talking to you as always. Guys, we got some big things coming for you guys. I'm excited, probably another maybe 2 weeks until we can announce it. Going to give you more access to us. It's going to be easier to access. It's going to be much more enjoyable. We're going to give you guys some great products to help you take control of your health going into the next year. So we're excited to release that for you. Follow all the socials. They're linked right here. Muscle Dummies and Muscle_Dummies on Instagram. Give us a follow. Come on in, ask questions. We'll be live every single week. John, closing remarks?
Guys, thanks for being here. Sorry about the camera issues, but we will get better as we go along.
Yes, we will. Muscle